Good morning, students. Today our topic is habitat destruction, unit 2.8, the effect of habitat loss on biodiversity. Our objectives will be, at the end of this lesson we will be able to define habitat, discuss the causes of habitat loss, and to discuss the effects of habitat loss on organisms. What is a habitat, or what makes a habitat? A habitat has all of the things that an organism needs to survive, such as the right amounts of oxygen, water, light, and shelter. In other words, we can say that habitat is a place where an organism lives, and organisms try to live in those areas where they can find all those requirements or all those resources which are required for their better survival. How would you describe your habitat? We will discuss this in the Zoom session. Biodiversity. Biodiversity is the variety of different types of life found on the earth and the variations within the species. It is a measure of the variety of organisms present in different ecosystems. This can refer to genetic variations, ecosystem variations, or species variations within an area or planet. Like all the organisms living on the earth, they make the biodiversity. Among all organisms, there are different types of species, and within the species there are different types of variations, genetic variations. Like every organism has its own DNA, and that DNA will then replicate, and that DNA will show us our phenotype. Phenotype means the physical characteristics. Like in human, if we talk about the human skin color, there is a variety of skin colors in humans, so that is called as genetic variations. So there are different types of genetic variations among the species themselves. So all the species, all type of organisms living on the surface of earth, they makes the biodiversity. Discuss the reason for habitat loss, and we will discuss these reasons of habitat loss in the Zoom session. The reasons for habitat loss are to make more land available for housing and urbanization. As you know, population is increasing day by day, which needs more housing societies and more urbanization levels. So to improve our own urbanization, our own housing societies, our own living standards, we destroy the habitat of other organisms. To harvest timber to create commercial items such as paper, furniture, and homes. So that is another reason for the deforestation, that we cut forests for our own usage. To create ingredients that are highly prized consumer items such as the oil from the palm tree. To create room for cattle ranching. Why is this happening? There are three main reasons for the diminishing area available to wildlife. One is deforestation, second one overgrazing, and the third one is overhunting and pollution. So all these are the causes of loss of biodiversity or the habitat loss for an organism. In these pictures you can see some of the examples, like the agricultural land, making the agricultural land, and the overhunting and pollution. They all destroy the habitat of other organisms. Deforestation. Farming and development has led to vast area of natural forest being burned, chopped down, or otherwise destroyed. Because the soil is not ideal for crops, farmers are often successful only for a few years, after which time farmers need to move on and destroy another area for their production. So for the better production and for high quantity and quality, farmers they cut forests and develop farming lands in their areas to produce more quantity and quality of good quality and quantity of crops. Forest loss and degradation is mostly caused by the expansion of agricultural land, intensive harvesting of timber, wood for fuel, and other forest products, as well as overgrazing. We will be having a debate: is deforestation good or bad? Wetland degradation. A wetland is a place such as a swamp, marsh, or bogs. Some wetlands are inland and some are next to the sea. So it is the transition zone between truly aquatic habitat and a terrestrial habitat. Transition zone means the in-between area, like the area of the sea, the dense water area, and the terrestrial land. So in between them there is a transition and there are wetlands which are found, and these wetlands are the huge habitat for different type of plants and animals. Why are wetlands valuable to environment? They are purifiers, like the kidneys of the landscapes, prevent floods, protect shorelines, recharge aquifers with purified water, important as wildlife habitat, and global climate stabilizers and carbon dioxide absorbers, as there are different types of plants living there. What are coral reefs? A coral reef is a reef made up of layers that developed over thousands of years. Like there are some coelentrates, invertebrate organisms who releases calcium carbonate from their bodies, and those calcium carbonates are then deposited in layer forms, and those layers are then called as coral reefs. Coral reefs are found off the coasts of about 100 countries. Coral reefs are home to about 25% of all marine life. Like these organisms, the small organisms in the sea, they hide themselves from their predators in these coral reefs, in these layers. So it is a home for about 25% of all marine life. All organisms hide themselves from their predators. Among the most fragile and endangered ecosystem, over the last few decades, 35 million acres of coral reefs have been destroyed. Reefs of 93 countries have been damaged. Causes of the damage of coral reefs. Coral reefs can be damaged by high temperature due to ozone depletion. There is a huge increase in the temperature of throughout the globe. Ultraviolet rays are light that comes from those ozone layer depleted areas. Destruction for industrial purposes or other environmental changes. These causes them to lose their symbiotic algal cells. This is called as coral bleaching. And these organisms, like the biodiversity all over the world, due to the human interference, they causes pollution in different type, and due to the high industrialization, there is a lot of pollution created now, which is harmful for the biodiversity, and that's why these organisms are calling us to save us. Thank you.